takes courage to get you outside of the box. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. People don't talk about people that don't win. If you win, they're going to talk about you. Do you have the courage?
What's up, guys? We all know the SEC has been wrong from the start. By now, there's a crack in their defense and the whole world can see it. And I think this case will go down as one of the biggest wins for Ripple. The only thing that the SEC has been championing throughout this case is that people should understand they are buying a piece of the Ripple company with every XRP purchase. And it's completely absurd if you critically think about it. The SEC is trying its very best to convince the court that XRP holders are purchasing a piece of the company. As a matter of fact, even though XRP holders know that this is just a crypto they are purchasing, the SEC wants to convince the court that these people purchase security and not XRP. But the SEC has had a rough time trying to push this narrative to the court, and today I'll share with you exactly what's going on and why I think that this is the best time to invest in XRP. I also believe that Ripple will win, despite the rumors going around. But it's merely speculation until I can provide you with concrete evidence to support my claim. And that's exactly what we're going to discuss in today's video. So strap in and let's get started. As always, welcome Moneyside, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we upload new videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share if you find this video informative. Guys, the longer this case continues, the clearer the Ethereum free pass starts to show. There's so much that came out from this case, and from both sides. Without a doubt, the Ethereum free pass wasn't something random, as most people would like to believe. This was a plan, or more vividly, a strategy to get Ethereum through the front door and completely shut down on other cryptos. I don't know about you, but this shows a lot about our government and some shady dealing. For the longest time, I wanted to believe that we're in a safe space, especially when it comes to regulations, but guys, this made my stomach turn. Anyway, we still have the law on our side, and the XRP community is one hell of a team. They've gone all out to show the world that corruption is happening in this space. The government picked a fight with the wrong group. The people behind this devious move will not get away with it, as far as the XRP community has something to say about it. Additionally, the regulatory uncertainty doesn't actually help. We need to have someone to blame in the crypto sphere, but for some reason, crypto has been the most innovative place to be. Crypto is changing the world as we know it, with several advancements in the tech world. What's even more interesting, crypto is doing everything openly and trying to keep it by the book. When it comes to Ripple, they've also consulted with the government. Actually, not just the Fed. They've talked with other governments as well. XRP is meant to change the financial world, no matter how much the regulatory body wants to stop this coin. I don't think they're going to be able to. They can slow them down, but that won't stick. If you are an XRP holder, don't even sweat it. This coin is meant for greatness, that not even we can stop it or slow it down. According to this tweet, Patrick was called in to give an expert opinion on what people thought when they bought XRP. In the SEC's eyes, people who bought XRP hoped that Ripple was going to drive the price of XRP to new highs. Now, that wasn't the case. John Deaton called this out, saying that Patrick didn't interview one single XRP holder and probably just sat down and got numbers to confer with the SEC. And like I said before, the XRP army is something to be afraid of, because they'll call you out whenever you make the wrong speculation. Unfortunately, we currently don't have a way to prove John Deaton's findings, but it sure does give you a different perspective of the case. Patrick will always side with the SEC no matter what people want him to do as an independent expert. The company Patrick works for received huge amounts from the government agencies, so of course there's bound to be some biases to his opinions. That's why the SEC actually recruited him. Take a look at the tweet. That's really going to hurt his credibility on the court. What's even more interesting is that the bulk of the funds actually came from the SEC. That means Patrick was on the SEC's payroll before drafting this report. This is undisputable proof that Patrick isn't an independent contractor. That means the SEC was lying or misleading the court, and that's going to hurt the SEC's credibility on this issue. That is actually the most important part of the Howey analysis and the heart of their case against Ripple. Now, whether or not the SEC was lying about their independent expert, now the court will have to reject his testimony and his views of what XRP holders were thinking when they bought XRP. There's a likelihood that the court will pick up John's interview and the testimonies of XRP holders themselves. That will immediately go down as Ripple's biggest wins and potentially could change the fate of this court case. So hold on to your buns, because we're about to take off. This simple evidence will completely destroy the Howey test analysis and potentially push the SEC to settle or lose the case. And from where I'm standing, the SEC has already lost, and Ripple is about to take the win. It's just a matter of time, and the price of XRP will soon reflect it. Once that happens, XRP will be the bridge currency that we've all been waiting for, and it will potentially absorb all the cash into its system. That means, soon enough, XRP will become the most expensive asset in the crypto sphere. For my trader folks, now we're going to discuss 2 efficient ways to apply the moving average indicator in your trading. Now please note that the settings for a moving average depend on many factors and variables and cannot be universal. Time frame, your style of trading, and many other factors need to be taken into consideration when you define the settings. The first very efficient way to apply moving average is to consider that to be a strong support or resistance. Such a method is appropriate for trend-following traders. A very important condition to note applying MA, the moving average, as the structure is that the market should be trending. It should trade in a bullish or bearish trend, not sideways. In a bullish trend, a moving average, MA, will provide you a relatively safe point for buying the market after a pullback. Quite often, after a test of the MA, the price tends to bounce all the way up to a current high and even go higher to the next highs. In a bearish trend, a moving average will serve as a strong resistance and quite often will indicate a completion point of a retracement leg after a strong bearish impulse. The second way to apply moving average is to apply a combination of 2 moving averages with different settings, one with a bigger and one with a smaller length. Such a method is usually applied by counter-trend traders. And again, a very important condition to note is that if you want to apply this method efficiently, remember that the market must be trending. It should be bullish or bearish. Your task will be to track an intersection of 2 MAs. In a bullish trend, a crossing of 2 moving averages with a high probability will indicate a trend violation and initiation of a new bearish trend. Such a signal usually serves as a trigger to open a short position. In a bearish trend, a crossing of 2 moving averages will signify a violation of a bearish trend and the start of a new bullish trend. The intersection by itself will be a signal to open a long position. Your task as a trader is to find the most accurate inputs for moving averages. With your backtesting and your experience, you will find the settings applicable to your trading style. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. We continue to pray for the people of Ukraine. Let's stop the war. Please keep in mind, we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below. And be sure to turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next Money Side.